There are stories that sound like urban legends, tales passed around online, whispered at dinner tables, and forgotten as easily as they spread. But every now and then, something happens that forces people to stop and ask, what if it's real? What if the impossible didn't just happen, but was caught on camera? This story begins in a small, quiet church just outside of a city no one remembers until they see it on the news. A place like many others, stone walls, a dusty altar, and silence thick enough to press on your chest. But this church had something different. A statue. Not just any statue. A life-size angel carved from old marble, standing near the back wall, arms stretched down, eyes gently closed. A piece of religious art, or so everyone thought. For years, it stood there, motionless, cold, ordinary, until one night, the motion-activated security cameras, installed after a few minor thefts, picked up something that no one could explain. The footage was reviewed the next morning, routine stuff, just to be sure everything was fine. But what they saw? That was the beginning of everything. The camera caught a short clip, just 12 seconds long. At first it looked normal. The church pews, the candle holders, the dim lighting from a distant street lamp. But then it happened. A flicker in the video, a subtle change. The statue, its head, moved. Not a lot, just enough, from slightly tilted forward to straight ahead. The eyes, closed in every photo ever taken, appeared to be ever so slightly open. No sound, no other movement, and when the footage was reviewed frame by frame, it became clearer. Between one blink and the next, the statue had shifted. The clip was shared with the local priest, then with a few trusted parishioners. No one could believe it. Some thought it was a glitch, a corrupted file, compression error. But they kept watching, over and over. People started asking questions. Was it an illusion? A trick of the light? A shadow? But the lighting didn't change. The camera was stable, and the footage was clean. It didn't take long for it to leak online, and once it did, the internet exploded. Paranormal forums lit up. YouTube channels started analyzing the frames. TikToks broke it down second by second. Some called it fake, others swore it was real. Arguments flew in every direction, but one thing was undeniable. The clip hadn't been altered. That much was confirmed by experts. The raw file was checked, verified. No signs of tampering, just one continuous take, from a security camera mounted high in the corner. Then came the real test. A group of researchers from a nearby university, skeptics, not ghost hunters, asked to investigate. They wanted to set up their own cameras. They installed new equipment, higher resolution, infrared, thermal, and motion sensors, around-the-clock surveillance. For 72 hours, they waited. Nothing. The statue stood still, just like always. No blinking, no movement, no change. Until the last night. At exactly 3:14 in the morning, every sensor triggered at once. Cameras turned on. Motion was detected. And in that moment, the statue's head moved again. This time more noticeably, tilted sharply to the left. A subtle crack appeared in the marble around the neck. Fresh, not there before. No footsteps, no doors opened, and the temperature in the room dropped by 5 degrees in under 10 seconds. All caught, all recorded. People started coming to the church, not for prayer, but for proof. Phones in hand, cameras rolling, trying to catch it themselves. And something strange began to happen. Whenever someone stood in front of the statue, just for a second, they'd get a chill, like being watched. Some swore the eyes opened. Others claimed it whispered something, always too quiet to hear, always too fast to catch. Then the reports started to spread, not just from that church, but from others. Statues in different towns, different countries, all showing similar behavior. Slight movements, eyes that shouldn't open, heads turning by fractions. And always when no one was directly watching, always when someone blinked, like it waited for that precise moment to act when no one could see it. A theory started to form. One not based on superstition, but pattern. The statues weren't possessed, they weren't ghosts, they were ancient machines, constructs from a time we forgot, maybe built for worship, maybe for something else. A failsafe, a warning, watching, reacting only when unseen. Blink and it moves, just like a switch, just like it's programmed. Some believe it's tied to belief itself, that the more people talk about it, the more energy it gains. Not spiritual, something else. Quantum, observational reality. The idea that what we perceive becomes real. And when we look away, reality has room to shift. Others aren't so calm. They think it's something darker, something old, a force that uses art as camouflage, that learned long ago how to hide in plain sight. The perfect disguise. A statue, a silent witness, waiting for the world to look away. That church is now locked, cameras removed, access denied. But the footage is still out there. And once you've seen it, it stays with you. You start noticing things, the way shadows move just outside your vision, the way your eyes play tricks when you're tired. You blink and feel like something moved. So next time you're near a statue, any statue, take a moment. Don't look away too long. Don't blink too slow. And whatever you do, never turn your back, just in case it's watching.